Right, back page of the Sun. It's a lot of focus on Thomas Tuchel. Thomas Tuchel, I'm not happy, but I have felt more pressure than this. That's the Sun's headline. Similar back page of the Daily Mail. Tuchel, I can cope with the pressure. The Times, Tuchel, I won't spare players. That's Tom Alnuts. And then there's a lot of focus as well on that excellent performance from Carlos Alcaraz yesterday at the French Open. 5.5 hours, making me tired to think about it, but it was unbelievable. The Mirror going for I'll handle the booze. But shall we focus on Thomas Frank? So the back page of the Sun, this is a piece by Jake Sanders, an exclusive. Frank all set for Spurs job. Thomas Frank is on the verge of becoming the new Tottenham Hotspur manager. Sun Sport understands that the following talks over the weekend that the Brentford boss has agreed to replace Ange Postecoglou. It's believed it's going to be around £10 million. So a pricey one. It's been rumoured for a while, hasn't it? But is he the guy for you?
Well, I think firstly, 10 million, they sign players for 100 million now and plus. The most important person in the football club is probably the manager. At 10 million, I think it's almost a snip if you get the right man. I think yes is the answer. I think probably he's run his course at Brentford, done a brilliant job. I like him as a person. When I met him away from it, he's very level about his assessment of things. And listen, every season on season, he's done brilliantly. He sold Tony last year, and we thought, they could be a dip this year. They got better.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, look, 6.5 years at Brentford, he has not put a foot wrong. And people say, Tottenham's different, it's a big club and it's got Champions League football and so on and so forth. But, all you can say is the evidence is there that he's done a brilliant job at Brentford, better than anybody could ever imagine. And by the way, he might turn up at Tottenham as well with one FOR MBEUMO under his arm, who looked like he was going to Manchester United, but that's gone quiet. And I just wonder if MBEUMO will go to Tottenham if Thomas Frank goes there.
Yeah, I mean, Alan Pardew was speaking about this in the final word yesterday with Majestic, saying how these conversations happen. He may have messaged MBEUMO and said, look, hold tight, I'm on the move. I want you with me. So where do you think he goes? MBEUMO, does he follow his manager or does he want Manchester United?
I think it's the relationship between him and the manager. Obviously, he gets on very well with him. It seems from the outside. And everything comes down to finances as well. If they match his aspirations. The thing is with Tottenham as well, he doesn't have to leave London. So if he doesn't want to change the city in any way, shape or form, it's ideal for him.
Exactly. Martin Lipton and Jack Rosser inside the Sun today. Frank brings defence and attack for Spurs. It's a good piece by the guys today. His Bees were promoted to the Premier League in 2021, playing free-flowing, attractive football, but Frank realised he could not play that way in the top flight. And with his squad and resources at his disposal, not until they established themselves. They go on to say the GTEC hierarchy knew this moment would come, that a big club would knock on the door and Frank would be ready to walk through, seeking a stage that lets him play the football that he really wants to play. Do you think Spurs fans are going to be excited with the kind of football that you get? As Ange would say, are you not entertained? Do you think he can entertain them?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he will entertain me. Look at Brentford, look at the number of goals they score, particularly in their home games. They score a phenomenal number of goals. And I just think that he's a manager who's been linked with so many big jobs in the past. It was inevitable his time would come. And I think this is his time. And, look, they've tried the big names, haven't they? The world names, the Contes and the Mourinhos and the Pochettinos, and it hasn't worked. So if you can bring in a Thomas Frank, who's a proven Premier League manager, and let him do things his way, then they could be on a winner.
I think if you're Thomas Frank as well, the situation he's in at the moment, Tony went last summer. He rekindled the side again. There's talk about some of his brighter stars leaving as well. It might be a good time for him to move as well. He might think, well, if I'm going to lose MBEUMO, Vissa, maybe one or two others, we could have a problem next year.
Yeah, and Brentford have always been a selling club, obviously. Yeah. And you do wonder how long that upward trend can continue there if they continue to sell, which they will do. He's worked wonders with what he's got in the Premier League at the moment. Can you do that forever?
Yeah. And Telegraph, by the way, Matt Law, just in a piece on Maurizio Pochettino, who you mentioned there, Jeff, it's unrealistic from Pochettino. We said that anybody who was kind of holding out the hope that that was going to happen. If you've seen the rumours, I think there are 100 coaches on the list. I don't think I'd be worried about that. If something happened, for sure you will see, but we cannot talk about this type of thing because I think today it's absolutely not realistic. The thoughts of Maurizio Pochettino going back to Spurs. I don't think anybody really saw that one coming. USA national team, the World Cup there next year. It doesn't seem like he would be leaving that role either.
I've just got a quick text I'm going to read, and I declare an interest. It's from John, who's a Hartlepool United fan. He said, Jeff, what are your thoughts on our beloved Hartlepool off the field with the current debacle situation? Did you watch Kim Jong-sing video message to our fans on Friday? Kim Jong-sing is Raj Singh, who is the owner of the football club, and he put out a video message to the fans saying why he was the right man to carry on. Just very briefly, Raj put the club up for sale, decided he didn't want to fund it anymore, but now he's had a change of heart, and there was a poll. A poll amongst season ticket holders that the club organised. Do you want me to continue the fund? Vote A. To fund the club, vote A. Do you want me not to fund the club? Vote B. And he only got 63%, even on a poll like that. But he's put his money in over the years, and the such like. But the fans are very unhappy indeed. John has said, hashtag time to go, Raj, no more. Shebahn, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
That was a look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.